Yeah, I was gonna say, I guess, do you want to do like a quick intro?
Yeah.
Just to, I don't know if we need it, but.
We can just be like, hey guys, what's going on? We're here at Resonant Head hanging out. We're going to be introducing and interviewing one of our favorite bands, Lunar Division. Hey! Bought a shirt.
Yeah, we're so excited about this, their album release. This is my first time at Resonant Head. I'm so excited to see a show here. The venue is beautiful, cool lights, and very 70s disco-y kind of vibe. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay tuned for the interview. We're gonna have some clips from the show too, so it's gonna be a fun night. I can't wait. So check it out. Here's our interview with Lunar Division.
Hey! Love you guys. All right.
How do we want to start? You want to count us in?
Count us in, introduce like we normally do.
Probably like go around the room if y'all want to just say your name and what you do in the band.
Do you guys remember your names? Okay. Yeah.
Like, that's easy. You can introduce yourself.
Where are we in the night?
We
Like how much?
don't have to remember any names today.
All right, in 5, 4, 3.
Wait, I'm not ready. Okay.
Hello and welcome to a special interview with Rhythm and Wit. My name is David Steele, and with me as always is
Nick Campbell.
And we're here today at the beautiful Resonant Head, the green room, with the band Lunar Division.
Hey! Yeah.
How are you? You guys want to introduce yourselves? Who wants to start?
Oh, you gotta hold it for me?
You good?
Well, I'm Matt Lanzer. I play bass and do some backup vocals. So,
Brandon Napoleon. I play drums, also do backup vocals.
I'm Randy Mitchell. I play guitar and do backup vocals.
I'm Paul Nguyen. I play lead guitar. No vocals at all.
Nice.
All
Okay,
right.
great.
Nice,
Yeah. Thanks for coming, we came to you all. But
Yeah,
thanks for
thank
coming
you.
and helping and doing the interview with us, because you're just putting out an album yesterday, I guess, Friday, March 29th. Monuments. So that's awesome. Congratulations.
thank you.
How's it feel? How long was it in the making?
Almost exactly 1 year, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 1 whole year?
Yes.
Did you have songs before?
No, we kind of came in like fresh slate. We were like,
Yeah.
let's just jam. We like did our band retreat to get together, and a year ago that started the foundation. So it just kind of built up from there.
Cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
so we did a songwriting retreat, but really it was like a jamming retreat. And we spent 2 full days in the basement of a log cabin. This is, I hope you like where this is going.
Yeah.
Yeah. You found each other.
Yeah.
I get
We
you.
found each other. We found ourselves. It was at Lake Tenkiller, and we spent a couple days down in a basement, just jamming and jamming. And then when it was over, I didn't feel like we had accomplished anything. But I would say probably 6 or 7 songs on the album came out of that songwriting jamming retreat. So it was actually very, very successful.
Ended up being more beneficial than it felt.
Yes,
Sure.
yes.
So how do you write? Who's doing the majority of the writing, and how do you put it together?
Yeah, we like all write like the music, I guess per se, but usually like lyrics and ideas. Usually Randy or myself, we do that part, but. It's pretty collaborative. Like with this time, how we started with everybody brought their parts. So
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah. It was. Sometimes it starts out with a riff. Sometimes it starts out with a story idea. Sometimes it starts out with a lyric. or like hey, I want to make a song that makes me feel like this other song made me feel. You know, there was that kind of like reference track type stuff. And so it's just some songs came out like fully formed pretty much from the beginning, and some songs took a long time to write and put together and everything, and then changed again in the recording process.
Well, do you think this is easier than the last 2 albums you guys did?
Yeah, how's it been?
Yeah,
any
different?
I mean, I feel like each time we've done anything, it's been a totally different process.
Oh, really?
I kind of feel like, because before sometimes we've just all been in a room, just jammed together. Like this time, Randy kind of came up with some stuff, and we would kind of get together and go over things. But I don't know if it was any easier or harder.
Yeah.
As far as the approach, though, you guys locked yourself in a cabin together and found love.
Made love.
Before, did you guys lock yourself in a position where you guys, all right, we're writing stuff?
No. Because we all have, day jobs, and it's hard to like dedicate time to, okay, I'm going to sit down and write some music now. It's really hard for me to do that without an idea, and so the idea was to get together and just, this is all free form. Let's just find stuff that we think that we can hook into and go from there.
Nice.
And so, and we decided, this was the first album we were going to do a song that was in drop D tuning. We're really stretching ourselves as musicians.
doing something a little different than you're used to.
Yeah, part of it was like the challenge of let's go bigger. That was the idea that we, from the very early on, we're like, let's go bigger, than we've done before, and like more fully formed, we're more confident now, so that changes the writing process. We're like, is this good? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
now you would know at least what was good on the past album, so you can kind of fall back on that a little bit if you have to, I think. I guess my first question was that, if you want to go through real quick, but what did you say is your musical style, if you had to describe it? I know that's a hard question to most musicians, but.
I mean, I always just say it's rock, because I feel like we can go a lot of different styles of rock. Like, it's not just like one, like singular, like this is all we do. I feel like we try to, because we all like different music, so we all try to bring different elements in together. I think you can hear that. Like, we really push like on this album, like, you want it to sound cohesive, but you also don't want like all the songs to sound the same. So I feel like what we really accomplished with this album is like, there's consistency there, but also like each song feels a little bit different. So it just doesn't feel like you're listening to 9 tracks of the same song over and over again. But that's how I feel anyway.
Yeah, I think you guys accomplished that for sure. Yeah, you guys did a really great job. One of my favorite ones was Warika. And when you guys wrote that one, who kind of led that charge?
Well, that was our drop D song. Like, guys, let's push ourselves to do a drop D song. So but that came out of that retreat. We of our collaborating together, and I was like, I kind of took the germ of the idea, wrote out what essentially is like. It's a 6-minute long song, so it's longer than any song we've done before, and it kind of has movements to it. And so, and I was like, that was like the culmination of let's go big, big sound type rock, and I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah. Who hurt you in Warika?
Well, it's a one of those story songs. So it can maybe maybe it means something different to everybody.
I felt like for me it was like there was a guy in the oil field somewhere who got hurt. That's why, that's just me putting myself.
No, I love that. I love that imagery. Imagery is like so important. Like you hear this song and it makes you think of like a scene in a movie or a painting or a photograph, and it's like, or something like it transports you, and people are liking that song I've heard it several times, and that's really awesome because that's one definitely just like really proud of how that one turned out for sure.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably my favorite song. I really like Young Lady a lot.
Young lady in my bed.
Obviously, I think that's the single you guys put out. I think that's probably, to me, I think is probably the best song. Definitely a great choice for a single.
Yeah.
Warika and 40 is another one.
Yeah.
It's fun to play the game when you're running home from the start and you're making up all the rules and your shit never falls apart. There's no end in sight when you can never really lose that fight.
Here's another one. The last three, I think, are the best in my opinion.
Yeah, see, that's good. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I feel like I heard like there's a struggle with like doing the things you want to do in there versus
absolutely.
doing
that song,
what's necessary.
Absolutely.
Like and you mentioned finding time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like what's the balance? Like how do you find time to make your music and be creative, but then also do your family and your job?
Yeah.
You know? Being this age, who's 40?
I mean, I'm 40.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of weird. I didn't know that.
I'm the 4-year-old.
Yeah.
But time is coming for all of us.
Yeah.
We're all getting there real quick, so.
But yeah, it sounds like you have you can feel that where you're like, I'd rather be doing something else.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that.
Yeah, I have that feeling so much, and usually it is. I want to be creative being creative with these guys. Is the thing that I miss when I'm not doing it the most of all the activities that I do. So yeah, finding the time. It's just dedication, consistency. I have to thank Paul he's probably made the biggest logistical sacrifice to do this because he lives in Tulsa. So every practice he has to come down for that, and someday we'll make it up to Paul.
Yeah. All of you can go there.
Well,
what about that? Yeah.
You gotta cover the drums there. You gotta cover the drums there.
Yeah. That's true. You gotta be where the drums are.
You guys play out there at least a few times, so occasionally you don't have to drive
Yeah,
for gigs.
Like Brandon, you were saying, I want to play there more.
Yeah.
We definitely want to try to get out there a lot more.
Yeah, it's a great town for music. I mean, I think the response is always way better in most venues. Every time I played there, for sure. So I guess can we go around and talk about just some early musical influences for each of you? If you just want to talk a little bit about. I always find it interesting to hear who made you want to play music and get into this.
Well, let me tell you who I like. It's a great question. I just want to answer it.
Let me tell you. No, I think for me, it was just growing up. I pretty much grew up listening to music like my dad listened to and stuff, like classic rock and stuff like that. So it was Jimi Hendrix and Carlos Santana. Because I didn't play bass before this band, so I played guitar. But that's what made me want to play guitar. It's like, I want to shred like those guys.
Yeah.
It never happened, but.
But it still led you to the stage, I think, and now you're still on the stage playing music,
doing something,
finding your place in it. I think.
Yeah, but yeah,
I like that.
Mine, basically like him, just growing up listening to music that my parents, my mom and grandma listened to. So early on, Prince and Rick James and BB King. To me, those guys are like rock stars. They were very talented, but they also were kind of eccentric, and people were interested in them. And I was like, that'd be cool to be like that. Not that I'm like that, but that was my very first instance. That would be cool to do, to make music and have that kind of feeling. That was my first influences and inspirations.
Well, did you what phase of your life were you listening to that music? Was it younger? Was it teens?
Yeah, younger, probably 8, 6 or 7, like that. But I actually really didn't start listening to rock music probably until I was in junior high.
Yeah,
really.
it's a more high school thing, I think.
Yeah.
For sure.
Me is Smashing Pumpkins. Well, so when I was a kid, we could only listen to country music ever.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we ever had on the radio in
I'm
the car.
sorry.
And I'm
That's
just
like me. I
come
was
on.
like that. Mhm.
So when I became a rebellious teenager at the age of 11, I CD technology was coming out,
yeah.
and my older sister, she was like into the 90s grunge a lot, and so she had like White Zombie CDs, she had 9 Inch Nails CDs, which were contraband in my house, and she had Smashing Pumpkins. So that was my first. I was like, whoa, this is cool. This is really cool. Maybe I was like connecting with my future bald self. I was like, this is the Billy Corgan look. That and Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill. Those two CDs, which I like. She had the CDs, but then she would go off to her mom's and take the CDs with her. So I had to save up money. I had to save up $12 to buy the Alanis Morissette, and that's when I I was vibing with that stuff. Of course, I listened to a lot of the oldies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was it the lyrics more than the music, or kind of the content?
It was the rawness of it. The Alanis Morissette for sure. But then like the sound, the big sound of the Smashing Pumpkins,
too,
you know, all that. Like, that it made me like transported me. So that's my story.
You're pulling off the Smashing Pumpkins. And I think you do it better than he does.
So I didn't have much influence from my parents because they listened to mostly, the Asian music and whatnot, Paris by Night and all that, if you guys are familiar with that. But I think the first thing I really started listening to on repeat was a cassette that my brother had, was They Might Be Giants, Flood.
Nice.
So that was, something that I really didn't get introduced to other than my brother, having that. And that was one of the things available. But when I started listening to music and actually like buying stuff on my own, I think Weezer was probably on my top of the list. The Blue Album, when that came out, was actually my first CD. So
Nice, yeah.
That was my first songbook, was the Weezer Blue Album.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Great, thanks.
But,
That was awesome. Let's see. I guess going along the same lines as the inspiration question, was there any specific artists or musical styles that inspired this album? Like specifically with like the sound, I always think of like the recording process whenever you're, producing it. Was there any sound that you wanted it to kind of, sound like or something?
Like, I guess, Gilson, our man Gilson.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gilson.
33rd
Street. If you need to get some recordings done, go see that guy.
Because you did your last stuff with him too.
Yeah, we couldn't get enough.
When I heard that one, I was like, this is incredible. Like the sound of it, and this was the same, but the quality is top notch.
Thank you. Really, I guess not so much like a specific like band or anything like that, but like just like vibes. Like we wanted like we said earlier, like we wanted big, but like a lot of like reference tracks that we thought about were mostly like like 90s kind of stuff, or like basically just like big. Like at least for me, like coming from like the drummer's point of view, like I always love like big, like hard hitting drums. So like, of course, like John Bonham, Dave Grohl, like obvious ones like that. So I take a lot of inspiration in that. So I was like, when you play drums, it's always weird. Like you want to try to be creative, but like you want to be powerful. So like, it kind of gets easy to get stuck in playing the same kind of pattern over and over again. Yeah. So I like really like try to challenge myself to not do that. Yeah. And so that was a big thing for me, like just like big but creative. That was at least my thing.
I felt like there was more compared to that first one, or not the first. I guess it was the second album. Yeah. But I feel it was more deliberate. The drumming is more deliberate in this one, where it's like you get less space too, but it's more powerful, especially on Warika at the end when you guys are hitting together. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll also mention on Warika specifically, I love the big post-rock cinematic sound, huge sound. That was the one where I was like, let's make this like an explosions in the sky song with lyrics. kind of. So that was like one specific thing I wanted to try for sure on this album.
Yeah, I think it came through for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that one I remember like when you were first like were showing us basically that part, and I was just like, I don't even know, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
What is this song?
Yes, I think it's a kind of a cool challenge because I'm a bass player too, so it's like you'll hear a guitar riff, you're like, I don't really know what to do with this, but you have to figure it out. I think you'll find it.
Randy, you know,
I told him
he had some ideas.
he told me what to do.
But that's cool. I mean, I think it's great to try and do something different with your melodies and things with the different guitars, bass and guitar. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you, Paul, did you have any kind of inspirations that you wanted to try to convey in this album?
Yeah, so for my guitar, I think mostly, you know, kind of a couple of the bands or band members that I kind of draw from is probably Jack White, probably the early Jack White and White Stripes. I think some of the simplicity, but it still sounds strong and, you know, full. And then probably a little bit of Muse for, you know, Matt Bellamy on some of his. And I think a lot of both of them, they kind of have like, you know, different guitar tricks and whatnot that is somewhat subtle if you don't really like look out for it. But there's a few things that, you know, little tricks up their sleeves that kind of makes it a little bit more fun. So
little touches.
Yeah.
For sure.
Now, a part of that being bigger, are you guys doing more theatrics? I noticed you guys are setting up some cooler lights.
For the actual
I heard there were going to be smoke.
Well, you have to. It's not just a sound show; it's a visual show. I mean, we're all men of a certain age. You know, trying to. You know, we don't have the supermodel factor. Sorry, guys.
Is this how you're letting them know? You're about to get replaced.
Kick up the theatricalities a little bit. So yeah.
I just know, like, when I go to shows, and I love seeing, like, give me all those lights, give me that smoke, like, it just, like, takes it to the next level.
It helps you immerse yourself.
Yeah, so if I, you know, not that I can do it to that scale, at least not yet anyway, but you're never going to try, so, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, man. What would you say has been the biggest challenge you've had to overcome to find success you've had creating and sharing your music?
I just really think it's just getting people to listen, you know, like even like people that you know, like you see people out, they know you, but they don't like associate you to your band. At least not the, you know, so I always think like just really like getting yourself out there and like, we always talk about marketing, like, you know, it's always hard to draw the line of like, you know, I want people to know about this stuff, but I don't want to be annoying. Like, what's too much?
What is the line?
Yeah. And so, I mean, to me, I think that's probably the toughest part.
Absolutely. The marketing side of it, you know, getting your foot in the door in places and, you know, but it's just like pounding the pavement like you do. Brandon is well known, you know, face in the scene and as somebody who attends a lot of shows and that has helped us possibly more than anything. Yeah. The networking
out there,
side of it.
Being a part of the community as much as you can. Even when you're not playing, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
But I love going to shows.
Yeah,
like that's you know, that's easy sell for me.
Yeah, so. I have taken to, even though I don't want to, doing the social media marketing.
He does a good job.
And I wish I did. That's not my calling, really. But you know, we make it work.
What are your difficulties with it? Why are you not like doing it?
I've said all I'm going to say.
it's just like, putting yourself out there,
Yeah.
And social media. I mean, a lot of people, I think it's interesting because I think people, people complain. It's like, oh, nobody sees our posts. It's like, I don't know. I think people don't look at social media as much as people think, or some people do for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, I know people that, I mean, even me, it's like, I haven't been on social media almost at all today. So it's like, I will eventually, but it's like, I probably have missed a lot of stuff. I don't know. It's daunting and it's difficult. So
It just,
Well, I don't know about you guys, but every once in a while, I use it all the time. It's the only way my stuff works,
Yeah.
I think it works better for comedy than it does music.
it's different.
But whenever you post and you put something out there and you try really hard and then nothing comes of it, you're like, dang, that was a lot of effort for almost nothing.
For sure.
But it's got to be hard as a musician to try to get people to come out. Do you what do you share more? Do you share more of like your Spotify songs or where you're going to play? Or?
It's mostly like, I mean, from like, if you go down the whole of Reddit, they had this whole thing of like a music marketing channel and whatever, like musical artist stuff. Like a lot of things is like, people want to see more behind the scenes stuff more than like your actual. So like, you try to post a lot of like reels, like we've been doing a lot more reels. Supposedly that's supposed to get more traction than just like a post or whatever. But mostly, I mean, for the most part, it's reels and sharing shows and just, what's going on, what we're doing.
One other thing that we did on this album was we created a visual album.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that's going to help us to post more reels because the song goes along with the video and,
it has the lyrics on the screen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you can cut those up and put up sections of it.
Absolutely.
One thing I noticed, actually, glad you brought that up because I did see you guys post some behind the scene of the recording process, which I love. You see the studio and you were doing that a lot. And then I saw Tammy, our mutual friend from Tadpole. She did a song on, what was it? Was it on 40? I meant to bring that up when we were talking about that, but I saw her picture in the studio. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Tammy came in, parachuted in like a rescue ranger for a day and provided backup vocals on 40. And
sounded great.
We really enjoyed that. And she also did some of the gang vocals with us as well, that in various places of the songs, various songs. So
where it sounds like everybody's young.
Yeah.
Is that on, is that
like
on
the first
Eureka?
song?
The whole
and Life of the Party.
Yeah.
She does And on Life of the Party, during the bridge section, you'll hear some audio interspersed in between the drum sections that is of our New Year's Eve party.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I set up a recorder, like a stereo recorder, and just let it record all night long and captured like 8-12 hours of people bullshitting.
Is it like a lot of conversations?
So that was,
I was like, delete this. After
I may have deleted it.
So what's the skinny?
Got all the dirt on all the guests.
it's got for every bit.
So everybody thinks Brandon's really nice.
So you use some of that audio with the recording.
I found little moments and like edited them together to kind of go in between the drum parts.
I love that. That's like a Weezer deal from back in the day. I love that. That's awesome. So I guess, the last question, what's next? What do you have coming up next that you're excited about? I mean, shows, obviously you're playing here in a bit at the Resonant Head.
We got a busy couple of months coming up. So we're going to be at the Blue Note April 12th, right? Yeah. We're going to be at Norman Music Festival on the, what stage? The
alley
stage.
Back alley.
That's a big stage.
Big
Big
stage.
stages. Nice.
The one behind Red Brick.
Yeah.
When is that? The 26th at 7?
It's going to be on the Saturday.
No.
Norman Festival's Friday.
Arts Festival is Saturday. So
you're
that's
going
the
to want
next
to
day.
follow our Instagram to get that information.
Nice.
And then I think today we got the Paseo Festival and at the end of May, I
All
think, or
the
something like that.
festivals. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys played there last year.
Yeah,
was
year
fun.
before last.
We played Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
We took him to church.
That worked out because it was hot as hell.
Yeah.
That day. So
Slept
they're
down
like,
there.
you're like, you guys played early. I was like, yeah, we are. But yeah, we last year we hardly played these shows last year because we're trying to get this album done. So this year we're coming back with the big hits. You're gonna be seeing a lot of us, I think. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have a website, right? Lunar Division.
Yeah, lunardivisionband.com. Yeah.
So you can go there or social media.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Vision. Yeah, that's where you can look at our visual album. 30 minutes of pleasure and joy.
You have the whole album on there? On the video out?
Yep, it's all edited together in track order. Yep.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Well, that's it. I think.
Well, where can people find you? So
Lunar Division.
Lunar Division OK.
Yeah, all our social handles there.
Yeah.
Lunar Division OK, lunardivisionband.com.
Mhm.
And
LunarDivisionBand.com will direct you to all the other things. And
before we end this, I would like to say congratulations to you.
Thanks.
Because you and your band released an album.
Yeah. I keep forgetting
And we
because
listened to it. Yeah, it's okay, man.
thanks.
Keep going, man.
No,
Keep
going. We could have put it out months ago even. I mean, it's been done for a little while, but we've kind of been pushing it off. And I'm finishing it anyway.
Yeah.
self-recorded? Or?
Yeah, we all do it there.
Sounds
really
cool.
It was honestly the easiest one that I think I've done ever because that's how it goes. Just you get better at it. And playing with these guys, they come in and knock that shit out. I mean, Josh was here for 10 days in December for the party and stuff. And then he came and recorded his stuff in maybe 2 days. And then
sweet.
The rest of the guys. We had
I thought that you might be having him record in
no,
Japan.
we could have. We didn't. I mean, we talked about that, but
It's better in person.
yeah, it's easier. I mean, and he came in prepared and he had all of his shit ready to go.
That's awesome.
So
That's
that was easy. I mean, it would have been, could have been much more difficult, but.
That sounds good, man. Y'all did good.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it. Like I said, I keep forgetting because I've got so much shit going on. Yeah, I'm just like, it's out. I don't care. I've been listening to it for months.
on to the next.
I'm happy that everyone can listen to it. I think a lot of people now are more interested in and know about us, and we got quite a few listens on the last thing. So
Yeah, sweet. That's awesome. It's awesome.
Thanks. I appreciate y'all listening to it. And yeah, that's it, I guess. So thanks so much, y'all.
Thank you for just coming out here. I hope you enjoy the show.
Yeah. All right, cool. Great.
All right, what's up, guys? We are back. We're here after doing our interview with Lunar Division. That was super fun. Man.
Yeah,
that was
thanks
really
to
good.
Lunar Division and Resonant Head for letting us shoot here and in the green room / orange room.
Yeah. Feels like a place they would keep you right before they took you to jail. That's what it feels like.
Anyways.
But you get to leave, and that's the important point.
So, anyways, we wanted to shout out some upcoming events for this week. So, what do we got?
Well, I have something super fun and amazing that we're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing the Wild West Comedy Fest out in Early, Texas at Los Trece.
Mm-hmm.
Not a native speaker, but yeah, it's April 5th to the 7th. Headliner is Matt Farrell and John Carden. It's going to be a great time. It's a campground, but it's also like an old ghost town.
Yeah.
Or old western.
Old West
Old
town.
West town. And so we're doing setups on the stage. I bought some boots. So
you can get a hat.
yeah, well, yeah, I might maybe get a Bass Pro hat.
So yeah, you're gonna be performing there on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna be it's basically just Saturday, but Friday night after midnight
yeah.
they're doing an Anything Goes show,
Mhm.
and I've been working on some dirty material. So
Nice.
I've got that one going, and then that's gonna be for one day is $25, for 2 days is $40, and if you want the VIP where you get access to everything and a bunch of other stuff, that's $80. I mean, for 60 comics
Yeah.
and 2 killer headliners.
If you can go out there
Yeah.
and spend time out there, that's
And-
definitely worth it.
It is. It really is. And that's going to happen next week.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, on April 6th, we have the Secret Comedy Show, which isn't really a secret, but it is at the Secret Bar and Patio on Northwest 36 near May. Super fun room. They actually you get to do comedy on the dance floor, and the audience sits around you. So it's kind of comedy in the round, but it's a really great space for it. Low ceilings. It sounds really good there. I've done that show once before with a different producer, I think, but the producer on this one is actually Curtis Newsom.
Mm-hmm.
Curtis Newsom's coming up with a lot of good stuff here recently too. He's starting to put together more shows. But the lineup is hosted by Adrian Corwin. The lineup is Curtis Newsom, Julie Drake, Brandon Kilo, and Ashley Watson. So that's everybody out there working. Yeah.
I know I saw that show, and I think, what day is that on?
That is on April 6th at 6 p.m.
Yeah. See, I'm doing some interviews that day. I won't be able to make it, but I was like, man, that's a good
It's a good
lineup.
lineup. And the best part is everybody's been working.
Yeah,
So-
they're all on their A game.
Yeah, every time I see them,
Mhm.
even within the past month, they've gotten better and they've gotten new stuff.
Yeah.
So
writing.
and it's only $15 to
Yeah.
see 3 headliners. It looks
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
I mean, those are all, they could each headline their own show.
Yeah, and so it's a drop in the bucket, honestly. So since you can't see me, go out there to the
Come
Secret
to
Comedy Show.
Oklahoma City
Yeah.
show for sure. Okay. So this is a big show. We're actually going to be out there on the Saturday show, but there are 2 dates. Friday, April 5th and Saturday, April 6th from 7 to 10 p.m. at the EL Theater is the Momentum Art Show. And that is put on by Oklahoma Visual Arts Coalition. And every year they put together, they have a big art show of all artists under 30 years old. So it's kind of emerging artists. And they have 3 spotlight artists this year that we'll be doing interviews with.
Nice.
So stay tuned the following week, and that video will be out. So we're gonna be out there for that Saturday and checking out the artists. And now you can get tickets at ovac-ok.org. Go to the Momentum section and get tickets, because they have 2 dates for the main show, but they have actually, I think, early Saturday afternoon from 1 to 4, you can just kind of view the art for no charge, or pay what you can, I guess.
So what are the ticket prices on that?
Let me see. I'll pull it up. $15 for a single day ticket. You can get $25 to get both days if you want to go
That's
both
really good.
days. They have VIP and all access passes as well. So go check that out because it's gonna be fun. I love Momentum. It's been a thing for over a decade. I remember going out there a long time ago. I always thought it was very kind of expression. I mean, very different, more kind of not your traditional art. You know, some of it, but very cool. You know, younger artists, more creative, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited that they reached out to us to do some interviews. So
Beautiful.
that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Well, hey, keep a lookout for Nick Campbell Comedy too. We've been really pushing a lot of shows lately. We're doing a lot of cool stuff that put a cork in it. We're starting to do a theme show.
Mm-hmm.
We've got that going. So we'll have a regular show, the first show of the month, and the second show is gonna be a theme show. This theme show is prom night.
Yeah.
So we're all getting dressed up real nice. We're all gonna take pictures before. We have 2 secret judges who are gonna go around and pick a prom queen and queen, a queen and king. So at the end, the prom king and queen will get free prize.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, obviously, a prize is free. So, like, right? So it's like you're gonna have to pay
Win
for
a
a prize. Yeah. So you're gonna
You
get
have
a
to pay the
prize.
taxes on the prize.
Yeah, and you'll be able to get bragging rights that you are the best dressed. So we actually have a comedian magician,
Mm-hmm.
John Shack.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a fun one. David referred him, and I'm super excited about that. As well as Curtis Newsom's gonna be there.
Oh, nice.
And right now we're waiting on the confirmation from our third comedian. So I mean, we got Rough Tail 2 on my birthday weekend, along with a lot of other fun stuff coming. So that's what we're doing. If you guys want to keep in contact with us too,
Yeah, just
Yeah.
hit us up on rhythmandwit@gmail.com. Follow us at Rhythm and Wit on Instagram, and make sure to subscribe on YouTube. We're putting out videos every week. We haven't been doing the long form podcast, but there's always content
Yeah.
we're doing. Lots of
A
interviews.
lot of cool
We've
stuff.
been getting out into the community instead now. So
a lot of variety.
trying to get into some music and art, and of course we're always going to come back to comedy. So
We'll see you guys. Thank you
All
for
right,
watching.
yeah,
Really
thanks so
appreciate
much.
it.